Well, let me see. This is a piece I actually wrote a few years ago. In fact, Professor Street will probably recognize it along with Merrill Lee. It's probably not my best piece, but it has the quality of being short. So, it's Writing with Strangers. Mr. Bellows could not have anticipated a trip to Hardee's that night, as he asked for another chocolate pudding in the dining hall of Westchester Assisted Living. But then Mr. Bellows had not anticipated dying an hour later either. Nevertheless, he did both. Just as Final Jeopardy ended, so did Mr. Bellows, his fragile heart sputtering then stopping like an old Ford engine. His son and daughter were called in for at least one last visit, and then his caretaker carefully wrapped him up tight in a crisp white sheet like a swaddled newborn, gently tucking in the ends. The sheet pulled taut across his bony hawk nose, giving him a macabre, mummy-like profile, as the medics rolled his stretcher along the dimly lit carpeted corridors, out into the balmy, quiet night, and into the back of the transport ambulance. As she slammed the back doors of the ambulance shut, Beth wondered again why she was moonlighting with this medical transport job. Oh yeah, she needed the money, she reminded herself. She warily eyed her new partner. What kind of person uses a name like Roadkill, she asked herself. The silver cross dangling from his ear caught the light, and she could glimpse the Grateful Dead t-shirt under his unbuttoned uniform shirt. A long ponytail hung down his back, escaping out the back of a ball cap, which read Trauma Junkie. Sure, this was a graveyard shift, but still, he could at least have attempted to look professional. Besides, he had Charles Manson eyes. As Roadkill started the engine, Beth picked up the radio mic. Unit 7A9 to dispatch. We are 10-8 en route 1040 to Reynolds Funeral Home. 10-4-7-8A9 marked en route at 0039. Dispatch responded, scratching with static. They had just pulled into Longwood Drive when Roadkill announced, "Hey, it's 30 minutes to Reynolds and I'm starved. Let's go by Hardee's. The drive-thru is open till 1 a.m. I'm not really hungry. Shouldn't we wait till we drop the body off?" Beth checked her watch one more time. Everything will be closed up by then, he counted. I guess, okay. Beth glanced back at Mr. Bellows, the flashing lights from traffic reflected off the white sheet, giving his stark profile an illusion of movement. A few minutes later, from the speaker of a black-lit display of hamburgers, hot dogs, and cinnamon buns, a lethargic male voice droned, "Will there be anything else?" "You want anything?" Roadkill asked. "No, thanks, I'm good," Beth replied, smoothing an imaginary wrinkle from her sharply creased pants. From the back of the unit, a very audible moan came from Mr. Bellows.
Oh, no.
As accumulated air escaped his inert body. "Did you say milkshake?" the lethargic voice asked. No. "The gentleman will not be dining this evening," Roadkill replied. "That will be 598. Please pull around." Back on the road, Beth watched as Roadkill stuffed a dripping hot dog into his mouth with one hand and steered with the other one. The lights from the control panel illuminating the letters LOVE tattooed across his fingers. The air heavy with the smell of onions and chili, they turned onto 260 East as Roadkill jacked up the volume on the radio. With Jimi Hendrix blasting through the cabin, he glanced back to Mr. Bellows and flashed a white-toothed grin at Beth. "Hey, let's see if we can find some hitchhikers." Beth turned, her eyes leveling on him, and in that split second, as her life flashed past her, she reflected on the strange incongruity of life, of all the twists, turns, and paths she had taken that led her to being here, in this precise moment and place. Somewhere out there in another life, there was a warm bed and a door with a deadbolt waiting for her. Beth studied Roadkill for another few seconds, and then with a heavy sigh, she leaned back in her seat. "You going to eat your fries?" she asked, reaching out to take one before he could answer.